Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. And I'm going to welcome you out here to my bluegrass. And to answer the big question, yes, we have come up with a name for the field. For those of you that are new, this is going to be a wiffle ball field. I have turf type tall fescue with bluegrass mixed around my house. This used to be turf type tall fescue. And for the past 3 years, I've had these test plots of Kentucky bluegrass, learning it, growing it, to make sure it was going to be possible to grow it here. I live in central, northern North Carolina. I'm right in the middle of the state, but I'm up north. I'm about 15, 20, 25 minutes at the most from the Virginia line. So I'm north in the state, in the transition zone. Typically, you wouldn't grow Kentucky bluegrass here. So for the past 3 years, I've had these test plots out here to make sure I was going to be able to do it. I've had zero issues, none whatsoever. This is irrigated. Obviously, that plays a major role in being able to do this. And so once the 3 years of growing the test areas of bluegrass passed, I made the decision I want to go ahead and do my wiffle ball field. We got lots of neighborhood kids out here, and we've always played wiffle ball in my yard, but I wanted something more of a realistic ball field, so that's why I went with bluegrass. Of course, Connor, you know the story behind that. He inspired me with his yard being so drop dead gorgeous to do this. We grew it in from bare dirt last year, done a lot of leveling, grade work, installed the Irrigreen irrigation system, and now I'm prepping for my first level. You know, like the sand level. I know you've seen folks all over YouTube do sand leveling and that kind of thing. My take on that is I'm a one and done kind of guy, meaning I don't want to spend every single spring adding sand and dirt and stuff like that to my yard. I want to enjoy it and mow it and play on it and grow it and water it and fertilize it. I don't want to spend my time sand leveling constantly over and over. So I prefer to do it one and done, at the absolute most a second year on the sand leveling, and I'm done. Obviously, you might have to do a little bit of spot work here and there. Depends on the level of perfection you're seeking, and I'm seeking something as close to perfect as I can get out here. So, with all that said, I'm going to walk you through what I've done to prepare. I'm not going to actually do the leveling right now, but more or less, this is more of my prep work. So of course I started to take the grass down low. This is an actual 1/2 inch. For those of you that don't know what a 1/2 inch height cut looks like, look at my keys right here and look at my pocket knife and look at it. That is amazing. It's insane how short this grass is. I cut it down short like that so that when I'm running my drag over, I've got a new drag I'm going to use this year, a leveling drag, that it kind of glides over the turf. I don't want any foliage sticking up. I want it to be a smooth drag across that. So that's the reason I take it down short. Another reason I cut it down short like this is to expose my bad areas or my low areas. And you see right here, that's where an irrigation head is. So I know I'm about to dig that up and raise that irrigation head up, because I can see the scalping from the mower. And then over there, I've got another one similar. And even though I spent all this time and all this effort out here really trying to get it fine-tuned, it's still some small, slight imperfections in it. I personally feel like anybody would probably be satisfied with this, but I'm just anal. I'm just crazy when it comes to my yard. So I want to slick this thing down one good time with sand, and I actually don't use sand alone. I use sand compost mix. That way I can get some type of beneficial material in the ground. And when I do that, what that's going to do is it's really going to take out the little low spots, and it'll kind of fill in, and the bluegrass will just kind of grow right back up through it. The places out here that are in really good shape and really flat, I mean, you're only talking about a little 1/4 inch of material that'll be drug over that. So when you're looking at it, when I do that video, you might see a dark spot over here, a dark spot over there, no dark spot over here. That's because those dark spots, you'll be able to see that compost filling in that low spot. And then the areas you don't see it, those areas are already nice and flat and level and smooth like I want them. So to prepare for this, the biggest thing was the POA annual. You can go right now. It's crazy right now. You can ride down my neighborhood, down the street here. Every single yard has POA along the edges of the road. Every single one of them. So when it rains, seed heads drop off, they wash down the street, they collect against the grass, and then you get POA coming up. I had the majority of the POA out there at the road, and then I also had some scattered out in here. That could have been from the wind blowing it over here, from mowing and it dropping off the mower. It could be a million different things, but I want it gone. So this was my final stab at it for this year, meaning I was extremely aggressive with removing this. Obviously the herbicides aren't all that effective. I know somebody said tenacity, but I've never seen tenacity kill POA. I've tried them all, used all of them, and just I haven't found one that is good enough to keep using because I see results. It's just not out there yet. So I manually remove them. I took the Scarfire attachment for the Allet, and it's a hard, solid tine, solid teeth attachment that will get down in there and cut those seed heads off and put them in the hopper. That's what I was trying to do, is harvest the POA. I wanted to collect the seed heads, so I was extremely aggressive. I went one way, and then I crossed it up and went another way, and it's amazing at how well that worked. It actually pulled the seed heads off and put them in the hopper, and you could see a visual difference before and after with the amount of seed heads on a POA plant. They were just gone. And of course, there's a little bit of mess left in the yard, so I went back over the yard a third time with the rake and cleaned it up, got every little teeny tiny bit of debris up, and then I mowed it. I mowed it one time, cross cut it, so I ended up going over this yard Saturday 5 different times. Twice with the Scarfire, once with the turf rake, twice with a mower. So I have super clean canvas to work with. I come out here with my Pro Plugger. I got busy and I walked every square inch of this place, and I plucked out every single bit of POA I could see. And if you look in my wheelbarrow right here, I had quite a bit. I'm gonna guess this is somewhere between 200 to 300 individual plugs or individual plants. So I really went at it with getting those up. And I went over here to the edge where I had some washing along my edges, and I robbed my bluegrass from over there and went back to the holes that I had already pulled the POA from and got with it. I was really tired at the end of the day, super exhausted. So I asked my family if they would come out and help me, and they were gracious enough to come out here, and we all kind of had a pretty good time talking smack to each other and picking on each other and cutting up, and so that worked out pretty good. I was able to get it all done, and tomorrow I'll have a little bit of free time in the afternoon. I'm going to go back over it one more time with a very fine-tooth comb, see if I missed any. If I did, I'll go and pluck those out and then replace it with some bluegrass from the edges again. And as far as my mixture goes, I may go with that same company, Brooks Compost, I believe is what they are. They're somewhere east of me, I believe. And they had that real good fine compost in that golf course sand that I used at the shop on the Bermuda. Really love that stuff. I'm trying to get that out here. If not, I've got a second one in High Point that I'm going to try to use. But either way, I'm ready. All I'll do now is I won't change my mower height. I'll keep the yard cut on a 1/2 inch when it needs mowing. And then the day before I actually do the sand, come out here and mow it one more time. And of course we'll film the sand level part. That's gonna be fun. I'm excited to use that new attachment I got that's actually made for doing leveling type work like this. So I think it's gonna turn out really good. I'm excited. And then won't be long, I'll do a video, may even do it tomorrow. I gotta sit down with my family tonight and go through all the people who commented on that video and see who picked the name that we chose. And then we're going to do the drawing and do the winner for that, and then we'll do a video on that and tell you who won. And then we'll pack up all your stuff. I'll get in contact with you and send you a whole year supply of fertilizer stuff, yard stuff for your yard. That's what I said I would do, and I'm gonna honor my word. And of course I'm late. Like I said, I apologize for that, but I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to name it. So I had a little inner group of my guys I talked with, and they said, well, what about, and I said, you know what, that's a good name right there. Let's roll with that one. And so we'll do that in the video here pretty soon. But that's kind of my prep work here. The prep, again, totally and completely revolved around me attacking the Poa annua. Attack it with a vengeance. And I feel like I did that because I have removed, my guess is I probably removed 98% of it manually. And it was a long, hard day of work, but I got it done. I'm not one to let hard work stop me, so just get out there and get it done. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this video helped you learn something somewhere. And as always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch. I'll check you later.